Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Justice and this is Justice for Readers. I just recently started my BookTube and I do have a blog where I review books as well, so I just want to spread my love of books as much as I can. Since this is my first YouTube video, we're going to do a simple book haul and I'm going to go through all the books that I purchased recently from my local bookstore. So yeah, let's get started. The bookstore that I purchased these books from is called McDowell's, and it is a bookstore from my hometown that I like to visit because I do love to support our local bookstores and keep them in business over the bigger bookstores, because I just feel more comfortable in the space and it's so homey and everything. So in terms of our book haul, the first book that I bought is Coraline that's written by Neil Gaiman. I love this book. I read it when I was younger and I also watched the movie, and if you've seen the movie you know how scary it is and how freaked out you can be, so I'm excited to pick this up again because I love reliving childhood memories. But as a short synopsis about the book, this book is about a young girl named Coraline, and she recently moves into this house, but she discovers a secret door that leads her to another dimension, kind of, that's better than her current one, or so she thinks. So she has to go through and save a lot of people in this book. The next book that we have is The Ring and the Crown by Melissa De La Cruz. I love Melissa De La Cruz's writing. I'm looking forward to reading Heartless, but I had to pick this up because I've been wanting to read it since she first published it around 4 years ago, I believe. And this book is about there are multiple people in this book, but there are two girls. One is a princess and one is a mage, and they have to deal with political intrigue and magic and dealing with their futures. And this book is supposed to be just really interesting. There's romance in it, fighting, so I'm really excited to read this one. Next up, we have two books from Naomi Novik, Uprooted and Spinning Silver. A lot of people on Book Talk have been recommending these books, so I decided to pick them up as well. Uprooted, I believe, is about a girl who lives next to a dark forest, and there's this wizard that protects them from the dark forest, but every 10 years as payment he comes and gets a young lady to serve him. And so and her name is Agnieszka, I believe, she thinks it's her best friend that's going to get taken, but really it's probably going to be her from what I read on the back, because they say it's not her best friend that's taken. So that's going to be really interesting. Spinning Silver is about a debt collector's daughter who can no longer collect his debt, so his daughter starts to do it for him, but she gets in a little bit of trouble and she has to go up against a king, and he is a creature that is fey and he has more ice than flesh apparently, so this is what that deals with. So I'm really excited to read both of these by Naomi Novik. I've been wanting to get into her books for a while now, so I'm happy I picked them up. Next up we have White Oleander by Jane Fitch. This is one of the books that I hold very close to my heart. I love this book. My English teacher recommended it to me when I was a senior in high school, and I really loved it. It's a great coming-of-age novel. It follows a girl named Astrid as she moves through the foster care system in Los Angeles because her mother is accused of killing her boyfriend by poisoning him with white oleander. So this book was super great. I'm going to reread it now that I have another copy of it. And if you love coming of age stories and things with dark realistic themes, then I really think that you would enjoy this book as well, so I'm excited to read it again. Next up, we have quite a big stack here, but this is the Lunar Chronicles from Marissa Meyer. I did not purchase the first book, which is Cinder, but I did purchase the other three. These three. This story is just one big retelling of classic fairy tales. So you have Cinder, that's based on Cinderella, and so Cinder is a cyborg and she has a lot of mysteries around her birth and where she's from, and so she meets someone named Prince Kai But there's a queen, her name is Queen Lavanna, and she is trying to marry Prince Kai, but she's evil, and that's basically the sum of the story without giving too many things away. And so along the way they meet Scarlet, Cress, and Winter, and all of these are key players in the story of defeating Lavanna and making sure everyone has their happy ending that they deserve. I have read Cinder, but I have not read the rest, so I'm looking forward to seeing how the story ends and completing my collection. Finally, we have 2 high fantasy novels that I got from BookTube, I believe. I've been wanting to read both of these for a very long time. We have The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, and I've wanted to read this since I was in high school, but I was a little bit anxious, and I felt like I would be overwhelmed with how thick it was and the way the writing was, but I'm so looking forward to it. I have not read anything about the book, and I've tried to stay away from summaries and spoilers because I just want to be surprised through and through, but I'm very excited to read this. I know that Patrick Rothfuss has a second book, but it's been about 10 or 11 years since that second book has been released, so I'm hoping I really don't love it too much because that's a long time to wait for the third book, but I'm still excited to read it. The last book is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I've always wanted to read something by Brandon Sanderson. He does a lot of fantasy books, and I think there's even sci-fi with Skyward. I don't know a lot about that book, but I've been wanting to read that as well. But I'm excited to read this because it does have a heroine instead of a hero, and she does some really cool magic with allomancy. Again, I did not want to spoil anything for this book, so I just did not look at summaries of it, but I'm very excited to read this one as well. So as I mentioned in the title, I do have one small item of book mail that I received, and it was a package from Elizabeth Lim, who wrote Spin the Dawn. I will probably have to do a whole separate video on Spin the Dawn and Unravel the Dusk when it comes out, but if you pre-order Unravel the Dusk, you get a package from Elizabeth Lim that I have here. So this one is a beautiful print that she has, and these are the 2 main characters in the book, and it's just so pretty, and it's exactly how I imagined they'd look, so I love it so much. And then the next 3 items that we have are kind of like trading cards. So the girl in the story, her name is Maya. She creates 3 dresses for the emperor and his future bride, and this one is made of the tears of the moon. This one is made from the blood of the stars, and this one is made from the laughter of the sun. And so these are very beautiful depictions of the dresses that she has to create, and again, they look exactly how I imagined they'd look, so I do love these so much. It also came with a bookmark, and this is actually the cover of the book. So I would really recommend picking up the second story of Unravel the Dusk if you really enjoyed the first one, because you will get one of these if you sign up for it. There's also a sticker included, and the sticker says, "We were like the sun and the moon, sharing the same stars and sky." And I just think it's just so beautiful, and it perfectly reflects the romance in the book. I just love it so much. And then the final thing in the little swag package is a signed book plate by Elizabeth Lim that you can put in Unravel the Dusk whenever it comes. So I'm so thankful that I follow Elizabeth Lim on Instagram, and I was able to get this package with all of these good little goodies in it. I will link below where you can get the package too if you've pre-ordered the book, so that everyone else can find it as well. Okay everyone, that is the end of my book haul and small book mail opening, or whatever you would like to call it. I just want to say thank you so much if you stuck around until the end of the video, and I will be doing more videos and hopefully posting regularly here and on my website, which I will link down below as well. So I guess in the comments, let me know if y'all want to see anything specific. I do want to read different types of books, not the same books that keep getting hyped up over and over again. I do like reading different stuff. So yeah, thank all of you beautiful people for sticking with me, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.